Hello, denizens. There are three kinds of Saturday Night Live commenters. One, the folks who still watch it, even sporadically, and like it. Two, the people who watched the first couple of seasons after Lorne Michaels left and claim everything has been crap ever since he took that break. And three, the people who have never watched it and keep telling us that it's been crap since Chevy left. SNL is very polarizing. I have to admit that I watched it quite regularly up until a few years ago when Elon Musk appeared as host and several cast members boycotted performing with him. How fearless. Whatever goodwill I had for the show pretty much disappeared at that moment. That's not comedy. So, I believe I'm qualified to say that throughout its life, there were always some okay shows with many killer sketches sprinkled amongst them. Doing an hour and a half of live comedy every week might be the hardest job in showbiz. Am I making excuses? Yes, I was a sketch comedian, so I think I know what I'm talking about. But you are the audience, and you are the final arbiters of what works or not. And so we come to the 3+ hours of SNL's 50th anniversary special. I won't go through every sketch, but the two major highlights of this special were picking out the stars in the audience who were in attendance. There's Anya Taylor-Joy. Oh, Blake Lively actually showed her face. Kevin Costner, Jack Nicholson, Keith Richards, Jenna Ortega. And the other highlight was Adam Sandler's song. It was great to see Paul Simon and Paul McCartney, though sadly painful listening to them croak through their songs. A lot of effort was put into producing this show, especially the musical numbers that were exuberant. It might have helped if we could have actually heard and understood the lyrics, but then I'm a purist. The thing that perplexed me the most, that for a show celebrating 50 years of SNL, it didn't really feel like much of a tribute to it. The choice of premises to resurrect was a bit of a head scratcher. Really? Black Jeopardy would be the bit we'd most nostalgically remember the show by? Notwithstanding Eddie Murphy's very funny impersonation of Tracy Morgan. Debbie Downer with Rachel Dratch made an appearance. Why? The Scared Straight bit with Kenan Thompson, Eddie Murphy, and Will Ferrell was staggeringly unfunny, but I'm sure it was hilarious during the read-through. The absolute worst parts of Weekend Update are usually the cast members in character embarrassing themselves, and Drunk Uncle lived up to that. And honestly, I'm not faulting the show for these bizarre decisions because that's what SNL is. It's a weekly head scratcher. What I am faulting it for is that I've seen more entertaining high school reunions. So I'm going to cross the line here and offer up some advice. It was an incredible milestone. They had access to incredible performers. Meryl Streep showed up in the Kate McKinnon alien abduction bit and showed why she is way funnier than McKinnon. Why the alien abduction sketch? I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is, why not resurrect the classic sketches and have them performed by this cavalcade of talent? Could you imagine seeing the Killer Bees sketch featuring De Niro, John Hamm, Streep, and Martin Short dressed up as the Bees? Absolutely deadly and I'd say hilarious. Wild and Crazy Guys with Kevin Costner and Ryan Reynolds? Maybe Wayne's World with Taylor-Joy and Ortega? I could go on. The show was just okay, with some highlights, which is exactly what SNL is. So it should not have been a surprise to anyone. What was a surprise was not seeing the remaining not ready for primetime players assemble for a word or even a bow. Dan Aykroyd was conspicuous in his absence. Lorraine Newman and Garrett Morris got to say a few words. Chevy was there. Jane Curtin apparently was there, but I didn't see her. I think most of us consider Bill Murray sort of original. He was there. And his bit on Weekend Update was very funny. They did play a hilarious movie featuring Belushi visiting the graves of his stablemates. It was very dark and felt like it had Michael O'Donoghue's fingerprints all over it. Maybe they decided that without Aykroyd, a final group bow didn't make sense. Or maybe Lorne Michaels felt that SNL was more than the original cast now, which I can agree with. Lorne didn't take a bow. That was, perhaps a modest gesture, but a few words would have been nice. The show was a 6 out of 10. I'm sure the after party was much better. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.